I think there could be a voice problem because I don't hear you quite well.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, that's perfect.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Yeah, I think the connection is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Good, good. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with me today, Hakmet. Is that the right way to pronounce your name, Hakmet?
Yes, that's correct. Just a
Okay.
second, I'll adjust my phone.
So the reason I am interested in talking with you and with a couple other Education USA Academy alumni is because part of my job is to get students interested in participating in this program in the future. And I think that if students hear from people like you who have had the experience already, they'll be more likely to be interested in the program. So the idea is that we would schedule another call to do this, to use Google Hangouts within the next week or two. And we would talk for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and you would just share kind of what your experience was like during the program, what you learned, what was most beneficial, things like that, so that future students can have an idea of what the program is like. Does that sound okay?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Okay, well, maybe now that, and part of, I should say, part of this is also to just test whether Google Hangouts works for this purpose. This is the first time I've ever used it, so I want to make sure that it actually works.
I've never used it before too, actually.
Yeah, it seems to be working fine though. So, well, maybe since I have you on the line, you could just tell me a little bit about your experience last summer. You were in Montana, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I was in Bozeman at Montana State University. I
Okay.
would definitely say this was one of the most wonderful experiences in my life.
Hmm,
Opportunity. Uh,
that's great.
Connection just broke for a little. Oh,
Oh, I think,
is it all right?
yeah, it's fine. I think we had a little problem with the connection for a second, but I can hear you just
Oh,
fine. So tell me, have
uh,
you ever been to the US before, or was that your first time?
that was my first time,
Okay.
and
And
it was really interesting for me personally.
yeah, yeah. You've obviously studied English before. Your English is very good.
Yes, I study at a foreign language school with English and German.
Okay, great. So what do you think was the most valuable thing that you got out of participating in the academy? What's the
I
most
would
valuable thing?
I would definitely say the connection with people which you make while you're there. You get a lot of useful information on how the US education system works and how to apply to universities. And I found that really useful personally, as they guided us on how to write the perfect application essay and also how to do the videos for the different scholarships.
Mhm.
And they showed us the different opportunities for both applying and scholarships. We've also got in touch with people from other programs, and we exchange experience. While I was in Montana, we met the Leapers, which were Japanese representatives, and also the MEPI, which were students from the Middle East. So it was really interesting because you meet a lot of new and different people, and you learn a lot about their countries and culture, while you get to know more about the US.
Oh, that's great. That sounds like a really great experience. Are you still in contact with any of the people you met in Montana?
Yes, I still keep in touch with them, and we even talk
Great. I'm glad to hear it.
pretty often.
So are you interested in applying for university in the US then? And do you have plans to do so?
Yes, now I'm really interested in applying actually. Before I've never thought of this opportunity because I thought that it was not that accessible. for people, but now my point of view has changed and I am considering it as an option.
Yeah, that's great. So when you say accessible, do you mean learning about like financial aid and scholarship opportunities?
Yes, as a whole, this was the main point because I, I always thought that, and I knew that it was costly and for financial purposes it could be difficult, but now I know of the opportunities which could help with that.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
that was something.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, how many years of high school do you have left?
How many years of high school? So I have 3 more years of high school, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
Okay, so you have some time yet to think about what universities you want to apply to and to make
Yeah,
plans.
that's correct.
Great. Do you have any thoughts on what area of study you're most interested in or what your major might be?
I'm considering medicine
Uh-huh.
as an option, and as I really enjoy sciences
Mm-hmm.
and also helping people and working with people, so healthcare,
Yeah.
medicine especially.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Um, do you have any advice or thoughts that you would give to students who are thinking about participating in this program in the future?
I would say definitely use this opportunity as you've got nothing to lose from it. You can just win from it. And also it will help you a lot as information wise. It will give you the information for different universities, the scholarships, and the system as a whole. And just enjoy your experience while you're there and try to get the most out of it.
Yeah, great. That's great advice. Um, One more question. Since it was your first time in the United States, can you tell me what it was like to travel on your own to Montana? Was it manageable? Were there any challenges?
At first, I was a little bit nervous as I've actually never traveled um, without my parents or family. We were alone, the two students. But as we moved through the different airports, I think I've gained a little bit more confidence, and actually we managed with no problems. So everything went smoothly.
Good, good. And when you got to Montana, there was staff from the university who were there waiting for you?
Yeah, that's true. It was a very warm welcome.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. I think that that is one of the things that students and their parents are maybe most concerned about, because for a lot of people who participate in this program, it is the first time that they are traveling on their own without their family. So it's good to hear that you had a good experience traveling to Montana last summer.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Good, good. Well, so I think that this platform, Google Hangouts, is going to work very well for this. Um, so I think what we'll do, if it's okay with you, is I will schedule a time to talk with you again in this same way within the next week or two. And I'll ask a few more questions. So we'll plan for the interview to be, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes long.
Okay.
So I'll ask you a couple more detailed questions about your experience in Montana and kind of your educational and career goals. And then the idea will be, so this will actually be recorded, and then we'll be able to share a link to the video on Facebook and on Twitter so that people can tune in and watch it whenever they want and hear what you have to say. Does that sound okay?
Yes, sounds perfect.
Okay, great. Well, I'm really glad that the connection is so good, and I think that you have a lot of good advice and thoughts that that students will benefit from, and I'm really hoping that it causes more students to be interested in participating in this program in the future. So I think that will be really great.
Thank you for the opportunity too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll be in touch with you by email, and we'll set up another time to do the actual interview, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
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 Yeah, that sounds all right.
Great. Thanks for talking. Nice to meet you by video today.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
You too.